Hello friends, and welcome to another Modern League. Today we're playing Death and Taxes. This is something that's going to feel very familiar to most of you until you start to look at some of the choices in the deck list. Some of them are a little bit different from what we've been playing in the past. First off, we're going back to the full 4 Flickerwisp and trimming a little bit on Archon in the main. And we're playing Sword of Light and Shadow instead of the Maul. I've been very impressed with the Maul, but we're playing Sword of Light and Shadow today. Fatal Push is a very strong magic card right now, so Light and Shadow is going to help us with that. As far as the sideboard goes, it's, as you can see, incredibly creature-focused. So this deck is really looking to play creatures that are the answers to whatever the opponent is doing, and that way we can use them to attack. For example, Remorseful Cleric for Dredge, Archon of Emeria for Storm. Vryn Wingmare also works for Storm. Aven Mindcensor is great for the various Valakut decks, Bring to Light, Scape Shift, Titan, that kind of thing. And then finally a pair of Linvala if we want to turn off creatures' activated abilities. So we're going to give this a shot. Alright, so we got the plains to unlock the Castle Ardenvale. So these are untapped lands. Not bad, not great, not bad. I think I'll keep Obosh. Oh, that is terrifying. If we can get the Batterskull to stick, that'll be good. I'm gonna risk it. But the Obosh is terrifying. White Castle for the White Weenies. Yeah, if we don't have anything else to do, we can at least make a 1/1. We don't have a companion in this list, so we need something to do with our extra mana on turns where we don't have much to do otherwise. Okay, no turn 1 play from the Obosh player, so they're probably holding up the Lightning Bolt. Arbor Elf and Obosh. Arbor Elf and Obosh. Alright, that's a new one to me. Don't really want to throw a path at it. I think we'll just go for Stoneforge Mystic, go get Batterskull. Could get Sophie. I think Batterskull is just going to be the better option. So in my list, there is not a reason to run the snow-covered plains, but in many Death and Taxes lists now, they're running On Thin Ice instead of Path to Exile. So the snow-covered plains might have my opponent thinking that I'm running On Thin Ice. Generally, I just always run the snow-covered lands. I bought a bunch of them a little while ago, so I have a fairly large supply. I'm only missing, like, islands, I think. And that way, also, all my basics are in the same spot when I go searching. So, like, my islands will be next to my mountains, will be next to my swamps, because they're all snow-covered. Well, not really liking that. Magus of the Moon there. considering we had our Castle Ardenvale was most of our white mana. I guess we'll just play... probably just a Thalia. We could put down another Stoneforge Mystic here. I like that one. I like that option as well. Just to really try and get to that Batterskull. And we'll go get Sophie with this. And I mean, Sophie is something that we can play next turn if we want to. No blocks. And this is where they ninja the Magus of the Moon. What? Bird of Paradise. Yup. And Obosh to hand. Yes. Okay, so they have an Obosh in hand. We have nothing more to do on their turn, but now we're threatening Batterskull. We do need the white mana to put the Batterskull into play. So we could put Aether Vial into play otherwise. And then just hold up mana for Batterskull. And then next turn we can put Sophie onto the Germ. Naya taxes? Yeah, I don't know like what exactly is going on with this, but yeah, it's our opponent. So what could they have to answer the Batterskull? Because it's not a Braid. They don't have that. I mean, they can't have Wrenn and 6. They have Obosh. Oh, okay, cool. Fair enough. Okay, I thought we were talking about what the opponent had going on. We're talking about a new brew. That's a totally different discussion. Go on, JDX. Crucible of Wars and Excavator, cool. Get those lands churning. Okay, another land. So, we can play Sophie. But, I mean, realistically, I don't see any reason to play it when we can just put it onto the board with Stoneforge Mystic. It's cheaper. And if we're going to equip it, we got to use all of our mana anyway. If we didn't want to equip it, we could put this onto the board and then hold up mana for Path or cast Thalia. I don't mind that either. So we can just path something. We could path the Magus of the Moon. And then we would have mana for the Skyclave Apparition. But Skyclave Apparition can't hit Obosh. Okay, so we got a 6/6, protection from red, vigilance, lifelink, the whole thing. This is going to be a problem for the opponent. Oh, bish, pish, posh. Obosh, pray posh. Here you go. Pillage the Sophie. Okay. Tough choice between Sophie and Batterskull there. Sophie makes sense. Okay, now we can get the Thalia out with the Aether Vial, leaving the white mana available for the path. And then we have access to Skyclave and Flickerwisp after that, so this game is starting to get out of reach for the opponent. Okay. And it's just double damage, so it doesn't give them, like, first strike or something. Ah, that's a bad one. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. I can just re-equip the germ or bounce it or something. I'm gaining life. It's not a big punt or anything. There. Now we have a 6/5 first strike Vigilance lifelink. Definitely not navigating this as well as could, you know, if I was doing it perfectly. Just going to try and keep this from... Oh! Double damage lightning bolts. Okay, they can swing in for some pretty big damage here. Fortunately, we have a ton of life. Do we want to block Obosh? Or do we want to be able to bounce our Batterskull around? I like blocking here. We have a bunch of stuff going on with our 3s. And I don't think we really need to bounce the Mystic. Sure. Okay, I also like potentially Path to Exiling the Obosh this turn. So let's see here. If we want to Path to Exile the Bosh, then I'm probably going to Skyclave Amagus. Path, Skyclave, then we still got 4 mana. And I could Flickerwisp the Batterskull? No, because there's still 2 Magus of the Moons. So we would only be able to get rid of one of them. Until I Flickerwisp the Skyclave Apparition, then I can get rid of the other one. Okay, I guess I just pass here then. I'll want to do my actions inside of combat, I think. Definitely going to have to increase my pace of play if I'm going to get through these games with any time left on the clock. Okay, so that's a small one, which is a yes, and then this one's a no. Okay, second planes, nice. We can Flickerwisp now. I think I just want to Batterskull onto the Apparition, though, and go. Oops, cancel that. That's not the one I want. This one. Ooh, Seasoned Pyro. Okay, well that draws them 2 cards. That's a really good card. 3 mana 2/2, draw 2. And a Klothys. Sure. If I wanted to Flickerwisp my Skyclave, I should have done it during the main step. So instead I'll flicker the Magus of the Moon here, get my colors back on my turn, and when we go back to the opponent's turn, they'll be off mana for their turn. This one's a yes. This one's a no. Thalia, okay. Smack. Gonna draw a card. Muscle Army, what's up? And I think we still have enough for the Castle Ardenvale here. We do, okay. Okay, and I'll set a stop on their upkeep to put the Thalia into play. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Doing okay. A little bit of Death and Taxes. See how it goes. Yeah, alright, so they take the Path to Exile out of my graveyard there. And another Seasoned Pyro. Go ahead and draw 2 more cards. Wow. We are grinding. Yeah, I don't know what they intended on doing with that mana, but yeah, seems to be nothing. Alright, so we're going to want to set these to be always no. Okay, and we yield to this one. And then always no, always yield. I'll make that so much faster for later. Alright, so this thing's indestructible. We attack into it. That's not going to do much, but we do have this Flickerwisp. So let's try to equip the Batterskull to the Flickerwisp. It worked. Wonderful. Okay, I guess we can flash in the Arbiter at some point if we want to. Doesn't seem too necessary. Oh, what is this? Exile top 3 cards. Creature cards gain. You may cast this from exile. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher mana value. Put that card onto the battlefield. Ooh, that's scary. And then each creature you control deals damage equal to its power. Okay. Nothing we can do about that, right? Leonin Arbiter doesn't really change any of that. Okay. What's all this going on here? I turned my head for a second. Okay, all kinds of stuff is going on. But there's a BNR announcement apparently going on. That's interesting. Be very excited to find out what that's about. Oh my, Emra cool. Okay. Yeah, we took too long. And they were able to use Luca to put Emrakul into play. How cool is that? That's like super cool. Uro getting unbanned. Here we go. Another Skyclave Apparition. Too bad we can't some way Skyclave that, huh? If only we could flicker. If we could flicker, we could get rid of that, and then we would be fine. Oh, yeah, the links aren't going to come up for anybody to see, unfortunately. What am I going to do? I could Skyclave Pyro, which gets rid of Klothys as a blocker as well. And then they have 1, 2, 3 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers I can get in for like 1 damage. Could move the Batterskull onto the human, because the Emrakul has to block the Flickerwisp. And then they'll take 2 instead of 1. Ugh, this is such an awkward position. Like, how are we supposed to deal with this? Like I said, if we had Flickerwisp, we would be fine, but we don't, so I guess we die. We have a lot of permanence, though, and we have a lot of life. Maybe we shouldn't just pack it in just quite yet. Let's pass one more time. Because if they attack with Emrakul, then we have a lethal attack back, right? The Abandoned Restricted goes up at 8 a.m. Do you know, like, how long from now? Could you say, like, in hours? Yeah, exactly. 8 a.m. what time zone? Because I start my stream at 7 a.m. So if I only had to wait an hour, that'd be fine. But I have a feeling that for me, it's going to be like noon by the time that comes out. Okay, yep, makes sense. All these Emrakul decks since you got 3rd in Eternity last month. Damn it, JDX, it's all your fault. I don't like that. Getting rid of my Thalia. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, and they're going to cast the Crusher. Does that change the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it still takes Klothys off the table. Not anymore. So now we actually have to apparate the Klothys to take the Klothys off the board, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so they do swing in with the Flyer, but Flickerwisp is no longer lethal. Alright, let's see. What are we going to do here? I think we're just going to be getting rid of, like, the lands, maybe one of the Aether Vials. Okay, so now we got to sacrifice 6 permanents. I'm going to sacrifice the field, the 2 castles right off the top. And then I got 3 more permanents to sacrifice. Human, cat, and 2 vial, I think. Yeah, I'm getting rid of most of the lands here. It's going to be pretty awkward. Path to Exile. Okay. Attack Mr. Sheep. Because of Blood Moon, I could not have made a token. This has protection from instants, I think. Protection from spells that are 1 or more colors. Oh, of course, they have the Flying Bird of Paradise to friggin' block. Oh, that's brutal. I could have pathed that and then hit them for the damage. Damn it. Now we're still 2 turns away. That sucks. Yeah, Venex Storm, I absolutely should have done that. Wasn't paying enough attention. Twin unban confirmed? About time. Imagine Twin with Counterspell. Those 2 coming together. Terrifying. We got 9 minutes to win 2 games. Oh, man. This is embarrassing. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can keep the Flickerwisp, but because we didn't path the bird, we don't have lethal anymore. Oh, that's so frustrating. Stupid bird. Alright, we're going to have to play very quickly for the rest of this match, unfortunately. We are just really under a time constraint. The Flickerwisps seemed quite good. The Apparitions seemed okay. Light and Shadow isn't going to do very much for us. Thalia seems good. Mystic is good. Arbiter's mediocre at best. Giver seems good. Path seems okay. I think we'll just bring in the Archon of Emeria. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Still in a very dire situation, and if the opponent just doesn't attack for turn after turn, that's time off my clock. Maybe Vryn Wingmare? I'm thinking, like, they are playing several creatures, but the spells are pretty important too. Yeah, the Flickerwisp would have been nice. Getting a Flickerwisp there. Get that Emrakul out of the way. Alright, I'm going to go with this. Like I said, I'm going to have to play very fast for the rest of this. So we're going to focus on that. See if we can finish this game. Sure. What do we want to get rid of? Get rid of one of the givers. Alright, get my mouse over here, ready to click on Aether Vial. Okay, play Aether Vial, hold up Giver of Ruins, and pass. Dan, thanks for the follow, friend. Okay, they got a Sprawl. So they're going to be able to make a bunch of mana with that Arbor Elf now. Because we tapped the stupid Ghost Quarter instead of the Plains. But that's one of the things that happens when you start playing quickly. You don't think, hey, maybe I need that Ghost Quarter because they played Arbor Elf. Maybe I want that Ghost Quarter to destroy that Utopia Sprawl thing in response so they don't have 4 mana. Oh, we got so lucky! And they just didn't use the mana? They didn't even put Obosh in hand? Okay, these are both yes. And what do we get? Land? We do get land. Okay. So I think we probably just exile another target permanent. So we could just Flickerwisp the forest here. That seems pretty good. Get rid of that Utopia Sprawl. Or we could Apparition the Arbor Elf and then Flickerwisp the Apparition later to get rid of the Sprawl. It's pretty close. I want the flyer. And I'm spending too much time making this decision. Okay, get rid of the forest. And we have Giver of Ruins here, so they have to target the Giver. So we get to keep the Flickerwisp. Nice. Alright, you can have your forest back. Alright, I went ahead and hit 6. Not interested in trying to bluff anything because of my clock. Unfortunate. They got Burst Lightning there and Season Pyro. Rough. Alright, both of these are yes. Ugh. I guess we, what? Like, Apparition doesn't even seem worthwhile here. I'm just going to pass. I'd rather apparate something like Klothys. Apparating a Pyro's not that great. I'm a little bit more interested in apparating the Pyro now. be able to block the Arbor Elf has made it worthwhile for me. Or I could even apparate the Arbor Elf and then block the Elemental, so they don't get a 3/3 out of the deal. But I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to get the Pyromancer out of here, and that way they can't make tokens with it. Worst case, tokens no-go. Okay, so they do have the removal spell, so they're going to get a 3/3. Unfortunate. We are out of cards. Alright. Put these on the stack. Always no. Pass. Always no. Always yield. Okay. I won't have to worry about those taking up our time anymore. Stoneforge Mystic is interesting. We can put that into play with an Aether Vial. Maybe block the Arbor Elf. Go get Batterskull, put it into play. Okay, there's the Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher! Ooh, that's scary. They paid the mana. Pay the life, rather. What are they doing here? Red, white, red for... Okay, Obosh. Just the 3/3? Yep. Okay, we take that. Okay, go get Batterskull. And now we can put Batterskull into play. We can do it at instant speed, so we'll just pass the turn. Here it comes. Go to block. Alright, so Bone Crusher does do double damage, but it's not like First Strike or anything, so we still get to block, kill their creature, gain the life, and now we can equip the Batterskull to the Stoneforge Mystic, or we can just blink it. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Another Pyro, another draw 2, drawing towards their Planeswalker. They get that Planeswalker out, then they get to... Oh, Reclamation Sage kills our Batterskull. We don't have the 3 mana to put it back into hand now. Oh man, that's basically GG. Think we probably throw up our hands here. Flickerwisp. We could flicker the Obosh for their turn, so they're not doing double damage. Let's draw another card. Summon Wrath of God, exactly. Thalia. Alright, let's keep on playing. I think... Do we just put the Flickerwisp into play during their combat, right? Pithing Needle. Wow. Okay. I think we know what they're going to name with that. Definitely. Definitely the Ghost Quarter. I mean, now that I've already used my Aether Vials, what's the point of naming Aether Vial? Obviously name Ghost Quarter. Oh, see? They named Aether Vial. My Aether Vials are tapped. What are you doing? Wasted value. Named Dark Confidant. Yep. Sure would like a Dark Confidant now. Just for those extra draws. Path to Exile. Alright, well that gets rid of Obosh. You can block with the bird if you like. Not this time. Kind of thought this might be an alpha strike here. So we'll path the Obosh and kill, I think, the Rex Sage. Quick drink. Thanks, Robin Hood. We draw planes. Womp womp. Can we attack? We take 3, 4, 5. I mean, we can attack. Not great. All right, Robin Hood. I'll catch you next time. Have a good night. Unfortunately, Thalia blocking Seasoned Pyromancer is actually just going to give the opponent more creatures to attack with. So I think we have to like block an Arbor Elf or something, which means we're taking more damage. Here comes Pillage. Okay, it's just on a land, whatever. Although Pillage would have been pretty good if I had had an equipment. We go to what, 1? Damn. Castle Ardenvale. I mean, yep. So we can keep on playing. It's not good, but it allows us to continue playing. With our 3 minutes left to win 2 games. Oh. We are not getting through this one. Yeah, good attacks. Alright, so they make a bunch of creature tokens with their Seasoned Pyromancer here. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures to attack into our 3. So yeah, GG. Oh, so these Castle Ardenvales come into play tapped. We only play 2 in the deck, and here they are. We could still play Stoneforge Mystic turn 2, Batterskull turn 3, though. But, like, this hand is kind of meh. Alright, I'm going to keep it. Don't know if I would keep it on the draw, but on the play, I'm going to keep it. Cylon, Snap Maul. Cylon, not a fan of this hand. And I don't blame you. I'm not a fan either. Oof, Urza's Tower. Good point, Cylon. Very good point. No way to reliably keep the Stoneforge Mystic. Might as well get Sophie, because we already have the Batterskull. And really want an untapped source of mana coming up here, so we can have the Field of Ruin ready to go. Ooh, Cavern of Souls is their secondary land, naming Eldrazi. And a Dismember on Stoneforge Mystic. Well, we don't have too many choices on what we're able to do here. Alright, so here's their turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer. Totally fair. Turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, not so much, but turn 3, totally fair. Field of Ruin here, not even looking all that hot. Because they have the double Expedition map to just keep on getting those lands back, and they have Thought-Knot Seer now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, if we Flickerwisp Thought-Knot Seer, sure, we get to draw a card, but then they get to take a card later. Yeah, Flickerwisp is not doing much of anything here. Even if we flicker our lands, that doesn't do very much. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, Blast Zone. That's a card. And Smasher. Wow. What are we even doing in this format? Alright, so we got a path. We can at least get rid of one of these creatures now. So we can path the Smasher and lose a card, or we can path the Thought-Knot Seer and gain a card. If we can get the Batterskull down, we can start blocking Smasher. Kind of like drawing a card to see if we can hit a land, you know? Cool. Just wondering if I want to flicker something here. 1, 2, 3. Flicker land, put Sophie onto Flickerwisp, and then that can kill Smasher. No, that doesn't work because the land doesn't come back until end of turn. So I won't have the mana to equip the Sophie. Yeah, I like that. Oh, they have another land. Smack. That's right. Giver of Ruins is hitting just as hard as your Smasher. Let's race. There's his power plant. They still got 2 cards in hand. Oh, they're at the passing though. Field of Ruin. Alright. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of like just putting down Batterskull. The Thalia. Alright, what do you get with Expedition Map here? Do you have another Blast Zone? They do not have another Blast Zone, so they get Temple instead. Or rather, they chose Temple. I imagine they would have named Blast Zone if they had another one. And I mean, Temple over Mine is an interesting choice. Why wouldn't you just grab Mine here? Unless you have another Mine in hand. I guess because of the Ghost Quarter is up. That would be the reason why. Because if they grab Mine, then I can just hit the tower. Unfortunately, they just have it and land it and are able to do whatever the heck they want with it. This is going to be what, a Walking Ballista for the win? Yeah, it is. Rough. Pretty sure that's GG. Because yeah, they can just kill the Germ here. And then they have 1 point left over with a Walking Ballista to finish us off. GG. Yeah, they had Xaxes. Alright, so we bring in the Mindcensor. Bring in the Archon. So that's 5 cards. So let's see here. We want to keep the Path. Giver is okay. Arbiter is good. Thalia seems quite mediocre. I have not tried Elite Spellbinder yet. I want to play it in a Yorin deck. So I'm thinking I'll play that pretty soon. We just get rid of, like, Sword of Light and Shadow. The Tunneling Cat with the raid. Thanks, friend. How was your stream? What were you playing? Hello from the crypt. Oh, we got some follows incoming, too. Arthur, the Tunneling Cat, thank you for the follow, friends. This deck needs more Rishadan ports. At least 4 Rishadan ports, please. It is a far cry from its legacy counterpart. Tron, all you ever play. Nice. Trophied. Congratulations. And have a nice night. One land hand. Mulligan. Grandmaster Fleisch. Thanks for the follow, friend. Let's bring those ports into the format. Yeah, we'll keep this. Probably get rid of land or Sophie. I just don't want to risk not hitting my one of my 3-drops on turn 3 here. So I want to keep my lands. I'm going to get rid of Sophie. Oh man, they terrify me. I've seen a lot of people cutting on Flickerwisps basically for that reason. Unbanned Jit? Wow. Where'd that come from? The jig is always up. Hello, hello. 17 trophies now. And is that this season or is that lifetime? Wow. Well, congratulations, Kat. That is really impressive. There you are. Look at that. The Tunneling Cat. Good one, Islands. Everybody loves Death and Taxes. They all want to see it. I just wish I could get some good runs with it. I think like my first league with Death and Taxes, 5-0, make it look easy, and then ever since then it has been a slog. I actually do not play much Legacy D&T. I don't play much Legacy at all nowadays. So let's see here. The Aven Mindcensor has the extra opportunity of surprise, but I think I'd rather play the Archon of Emeria here, so their land comes into play tapped. And we can put the Stoneforge Mystic into play with the Aether Vial later. When I was playing Legacy, I was playing Dimir, Death Shadow, and Jund Hogak. Well, maybe I'll just have to switch over to Legacy, because modern Death and Taxes is definitely not holding a candle towards the Legacy deck. Cool deck, though. Just wish I could get some wins with it, you know? You're usually on the other side of this, I bet, yeah. Alright, let's see here. Let's get this Stoneforge Mystic into play. And go get Batterskull, I guess. We could just go get Sophie. Sophie would be pretty good here, actually. Why did I board the Mindcensor in this matchup? Because they have maps. Okay, do we hit them or do we hit the Reshaper? I think we just hit them, right? I'm just asking that same question. I think we just hit them. We race. I'm not too interested in giving them extra lands or draws with the Reshaper. Reshaper's not doing anything to me right now. Yeah, the jig is up. You and I agree on that one. I think it's slightly better. Okay, is this a Thought-Knot Seer? It is. Okay. So we just put the Mindcensor into play, and Thought-Knot Seer gets no value. Okay, we can 6 here. Save time on our clock. Yeah, this looks like a decent board state. Okay, opponent scoops to this board. Nice. Let's move on to the next one. Not bad, not bad. Won that race. I think that we're fine with the configuration here. I don't feel like anything in the sideboard is going to be very helpful. I would rather have the Mindcensor than Wingmare, Thalia, Remorseful Cleric, even the Sword of Light and Shadow. So what would we call that? Souls? I mean, I hear people refer to Sword of Fire and Ice as Sophie all the time. So would this be Souls? And if you ever said that, would anybody ever understand it? Because most Magic players would understand Sophie very quickly. Not a fan here, actually. Not a fan of this one. Having no white mana is really difficult. This is worse. I mean, it's at least keepable. Terrible, though. Yeah, it happens. Gotta put 2 cards back. I guess Sophie Field. Sheesh. Wow, we... Right on time. Don't make the big mistake that I've seen other D&T players do with Giver of Ruins. What would that be? Not attack with it? Because what are we going to do with it here besides attack? Equipment and Giver. Oh, like give one of your creatures protection from colorless when it has an equipment on it? So that the equipment falls off? Yeah, that's pretty fun to do. Protection from Batterskull and Germ died? Yeah, I've seen that before. Okay, we get to path this. The Giver of Ruins combat trick. I mean, I know it, but you should probably explain it for everybody else in the chat. I'm not too sure which trick you're referring to, honestly. Whatever happened to the real Mother of Ruins? Let it resolve first? Oh, you're right. Because we had the two paths, this way it gives them the choice of the extra card that we've drawn. So yeah, that was the wrong sequencing. If we only had one path, it would have been right to path it right away, so they don't take the path. But because we had two, we should have just let them take the Archon of Emeria instead of showing them the extra card. Yep, yep. Okay, you block a 4/4 with 2 3/3s. They stack which order they want the combat to go in, and then I guess you give protection to the creature that is going to be dealt damage first. And does that save both creatures then? Because they want to deal 3 damage to the first 3/3 that has protection, the other one only takes 1? Sweet. Yeah, despite how I'm playing, I do have a fairly decent understanding of the game. Alright, so we have one with the Aether Vial, we have Leonin Arbiter, or we have Field of Ruin. We could Field of Ruin the Eldrazi Temple. Don't mind that. Well, protection is actually a really difficult thing. It's something that is from like the early days of Magic, so it's quite complicated the way that it works. I remember there's like 4 things that protection does. What does it do? You can't block the creature, you can't target the creature, damage is reduced to 0, and something else, I think. Yeah, 3 things it does. Okay, so I already got the 3. Oh, man. Alright, I'm just going to get rid of this temple. I don't know what to do. This lets us hold up path. We get to attack with Giver. It's pretty anemic, but it is what it is. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. Ugh. Damage, enchant, block, or target. Ah, okay, so you can't enchant it, which in my mind reminds me of target, but okay. Here's Karn. Can't use Aether Vial anymore. Yeah, enchant is kind of target, but we're also looking backwards in Magic's history, and auras also had a strange way of working for a little while. So it might have had to be spelled out both, you know, like you can't target it with instants or sorceries, and you can't equip an aura to it. Liquid metal coating. We are so dead. I'm actually going to concede here. Alright, so what do we got here? We're on the play with a turn 2 Arbiter. This hand is not great, but what are we playing against here? Yorin. I'm going to keep it, whatever. Bring back all your standstills and shark typhoons. That sounds so cool. I'm going to have to tell John Williams about that. Shark still. I think he'd get it. I think he'd dig that quite a bit. He's a big Legacy player, and I know he's played Standstill Dicks. Standstill Dicks. I can't do it. Standstill Decks quite a bit. Path to Exile looking real good versus Bird of Paradise. High Tide. Alright, Leonin Arbiter, let's go. And because of that fumble of my words, definitely not going to be a child-friendly video. Nice Arid Mesa there, opponent. Huh. They didn't pay the mana. Maybe they don't know how Leonin Arbiter works. I remember the first time I saw Leonin Arbiter on Moto, I tried to fetch, and then I thought that I would have to pay the 2 afterwards, but it doesn't work that way. Yeah, you gotta pay first. So, anyone wonders, you click on Leonin Arbiter, you pay the 2 mana, and then you do the thing that's going to cause you to search your library. This Ghost Quarter looks really good right here. So, let's play Ghost Quarter. What about the Flickerwisp? No, we just Ghost Quarter here, right? Like, just get rid of all of it, and we don't need to play anything else for our turn. Ghost Quarter's enough. Oh, and the Path too? Absolutely the Path too. Get rid of all their mana. Concede. Now we're having fun. Now we're having fun. Moto Leonin Arbiter is a troll. Okay, so we've seen green mana, red mana. We've seen Yorin. So I'm thinking Naya Yorin. That was the hardest dunk the world has ever seen. Urgh, get rid of your board. Thinking Linvala here actually looks pretty good. Hey, the jig is always up. Thanks for the follow, friend. Hey, handsome. What do we got? Happy birthday, handsome. You doing anything special? I think I want the Linvalas. Maybe I want to see a little bit more of what the deck is doing before I make more decisions on how I'm going to properly sideboard here. I like the Flickerwisps. I like the Apparitions. Not sure about the Archon. The Arbiters seem fine. The Mystics seem okay. The Thalias seem maybe. Maybe I get rid of one Thalia and we'll run it like this and see what happens. Oh, no way. Andre the Giant's birthday was today? It's not my fault I'm the biggest and the strongest. I don't even exercise. You'd want them versus, what's it, Storm decks, probably versus Blitz, just to, like, tax their mana. Yeah, sure, we'll keep this. The Arbiter Ghost Quarter plan worked pretty well before. Let's see if we can do it again. Andre 24, that would just be getting started. Oh, Giver of Ruins right on time. Let's go ahead and put that down. He would have been 75. What a legend. I remember back in my childhood, I was a fan of the WWF, as it was known then. The wrestlers from my time watching that were like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Jake the Snake, Andre the Giant, of course, and The Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart. Anyways, I kind of like started around there and ended right around the time of Mick Foley and Steve Austin and The Rock. Yeah, the World Wildlife Foundation. Hacksaw Jim Dugan. Oh, that is so classic. Alright, I think we just throw down Arbiter, pass, and go from there. Oh my god. Cylon. Oh, that is some great trivia. Andre the Giant once went to a hotel bar, drank 156 beers, and promptly passed out on the floor. No one could move him, so they left him there all night. I hope they gave him a blanket. Yes, he did act in The Princess Bride. I'm a huge fan of his role as Fezzik. I think he just did an amazing job. And from what I hear, he was a delight to be around the whole time, too. Leonin Arbiter is unfortunately a bit of a non-bow here with the Stoneforge Mystic. But we can Ghost Quarter one of their lands, and they'll just, like, not get anything out of it. That does mean also that we're not going to be getting anything out of it. I mean, like, out of our Stoneforge Mystic for quite some time. I kind of want to just, like, build up mana so we can Stoneforge eventually. You know, height and weight is like one of the only things I can really understand the Imperial system on. Otherwise, I absolutely prefer the metric. But for some reason, I still kind of like default to how many feet, how many inches a person is tall versus, you know, and how many pounds a person is heavy versus kilograms. But everything else, you know, like metric. Give me, you know, metric temperature values. That's what I want. When I want to know how far away something is, tell me in kilometers. Ah, they did pay for the Arbiter this time. So we can't use the Ghost Quarter now because, again, they've paid for it. So we don't want to do that now. Okay, Scavenging Ooze hitting that, sure. So what is our plan here? Why didn't we just Flickerwisp something? Oh man, and the Stoneforge Mystic here? They've already paid for the Arbiter? Well, this is a very different game from game one. No, it is not a trigger on the stack. They click it, pay the effect, there's nothing to respond to. Go get a Batterskull of our very own. Very true, handsome. Pick and choose. Yeah, we'll use the metric for most of it, and the Imperial system for one or two things. Opponent might be putting Yorn to hand. No, this is a Chord of Calling. Chord of Calling for 3. No Batterskull. Okay, Eternal Witness, getting back Chord of Calling, value play. Oh, and Sophie. Hello there, Sophie. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we could put Sophie into play, put the Batterskull in. Actually, I like Flickerwisp. And then, yeah, we could Flickerwisp, put the Batterskull into play, and then put the Batterskull into the Flickerwisp. The black-green sword looks better than the black-white. I think you might be right. I do like the, yeah, you got the protection from black for push. You get to untap your lands. Could be pretty good. Obviously, none of them hold a candle to Sophie. So yeah, we go Flickerwisp, untap Plains. And then we can Stoneforge. So then do we put the Batterskull onto the Flickerwisp or the Sophie? Probably just the Batterskull. It's going to be kind of crazy fighting back and forth with a pair of Batterskulls on the board. Leonin Arbiter doing quite a bit of work. They've been wanting to search every turn, but I think they're pretty close to comboing out here. They're going to have, like, this is, I think, Kiki combo. Kiki Chord. So yeah, they get to get Restoration Angel, blink the Eternal Witness, get Chord of Calling back, so next turn they can go get Kiki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arbiter 2 double Ghost Quarter is what I'm talking about. Ghost Quarter them now? No, that would be a bad idea. They've already paid for Arbiter, so they would be able to go get their basics. On our turn, yes. Oh, nice attack. No creatures. Cool. In that case, I'll definitely put Batterskull into play and block. Thanks. Alright, so they have no mana, so we can go Ghost Quarter, Field of Ruin. But that doesn't let us play the second Arbiter. I mean, they should know we had Batterskull, I think. I don't think the BNR comes up yet. I think there was a spoiler earlier, but I don't think the official announcement has come up. So let's see here. Ghost Quarter, Arbiter, and then use Stoneforge Mystic to put Sophie into play. Okay. So we'll get rid of Sacred Foundry. No, we'll get rid of Stomping Ground. Sacred Foundry and this thing. Alright, hold on. Before we... I'm pretty sure the second Leonin Arbiter is just going to be better because they have to pay 2 extra mana for the Arbiter, whereas Field of Ruin only takes away 1 land source. So this has to be better. And I mean, I can attack with the Germ. Why not? If they want to block with Restoration Angel, that's good for me. Okay, and we pass here. With double Leonin Arbiter. So yeah, they got to pay all their lands, all 4 lands, to pay for the Arbiters, and then they only have 1, 2, 3, so they only get a 2-drop. Right now, they're quite a ways off of Kiki currently. Attack with Restoration Angel makes sense. My only block is with Flickerwisp. I'm not interested. Okay, we'll put Sophie down. Okay, so let's see here. They do have the 4 mana, so if I try and use Leonin Arbiter, or sorry, if I try and use Field of Ruin, they can pay the 4 and still get their land. So there's no point using Field of Ruin right now. But I would still like to leave it as an option. In case they tap down later. I kind of want to just put Sophie onto Flickerwisp, honestly. Because then we can kill another one of their creatures, and that gets them further away from doing Kiki things. Handsome, do you think they're going to ban Lava Dart in Modern? That would be a shock. I figured the bird was going to die one way or the other. It was either going to block the Flickerwisp, which is the better play, or it was going to die to the sword. So yeah, this block is absolutely, like, the right move. As for the Wall of Blossoms, I'm not too sure. Maybe you're supposed to keep your mana for Chord, but... I mean, you're also preserving your life total. Ooh, okay, what do we got here? Stoneforge Mystic. Putting an equipment into play. Okay. They put their Batterskull into play, yup. Sure. And we pass. We could actually get rid of one of their lands now, because they've tapped. So we could just get rid of Stomping Ground. I like that. Yes, they do have to pay for both. You have 2 Arbiters in play. They have to pay 4 mana before they're able to search. You have to pay both city and state taxes. Nice one. Okay, coming in with the Germ. Yeah, sure. Who cares? Could block here. Yeah, I'll block. Because it's not much of a deal for us to put it back to hand and put it back into play. Same for them, though, so whatever. If we get land, though, we can put it onto the Flickerwisp, and then we're really moving along. I don't think we actually have another equipment here, so I think... let's see here. This is a 5/3... Yeah, we could at least kill the Restoration Angel with it if they block, and then we can put Sword onto something else. I'm fine with swinging in. Get that Restoration Angel off the board. It is part of their combo after all. And they do choose to block. Okay, so we'll trade here. Oh, if you flicker the Arbiter, they have to pay again? Yeah, that's true. That is a true thing. I think I'll just put Sophie onto an Arbiter and pass. Put this Aether Vial into play. It is a new instance of Arbiter. A new Arbiter. Yep. No shock there. And we won one. Not a fan of this hand. We do have the turn 1 Vial, but if we don't draw land off the top, we are in so much trouble. I'm going to mulligan this. Lurrus deck. Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, no problem, whatever. I'm not worried about it. It's just a game. Okay, so, keep Aether Vial. Keep... Oh, no, cancel that. Keep Aether Vial. Keep 2 lands. Stoneforge Mystic, Thalia. Get rid of Sophie Ghost Quarter. Yeah, every once in a while, Panda Ninja, I gotta tell myself certain lies in order to move forward. You know what I mean, right? Like, everyone has to believe certain things, like crime doesn't pay, and it's just a game. Okay, Thalia, Giver of Ruins, let's go. Yeah, exactly, Cylon, but it's important for society to believe that crime doesn't pay, because otherwise everyone would do crime. We're living in a society. You gotta follow the rules. Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, let's get him with Skyclave. Attack. Panda with more allergies. That's rough. The season just feels like it goes on forever for allergies. Lightning Bolt. Okay. This is our chance. Activate Aether Vial. No. Alright. I got nothing. Alright. Talk to you later, handsome. Happy birthday, bud. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put the Mystic down and hope that we get to keep the Batterskull. And Lurrus to hand. And Fatal Push. Womp womp. Alright, always no, always yield. Field of Ruin. Meh. Lurrus, and they have Mishra's Bauble, so they're going to be able to, like, draw a bunch of cards every turn. Stream Team, hey there. Yeah, it's been a little while. How you doing today? We are going to get crushed by Rakdos. Been a minute since we've seen a Rakdos deck. Usually these Lurrus decks are Jund nowadays. Best Leona, thanks for the follow, friend. Man, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Moto is still one of the better plays to play a couple of formats. Legacy, Pauper, and Modern. No! It's alright. Thoughtseize Bug, we're going to get Apparition anyways. Pioneer, thank you, Cylon. That is a format I forget about nowadays. I did actually... Field of Ruin Bug. Nope, just a Ghost Quarter. So, we're basically dead. I guess we could Sunbaked Canyon here. Try and find Apparition or something good. So talented. Oh, I'm so smart and talented. Thanks, Donut. Smart and thin. Oh, and Vintage. Yep, Vintage too. Every time I play Death and Taxes, it's bad for me, but people say it's good. Panda Ninja, Death and Taxes is very good in Legacy. It became quite good in Modern briefly when Skyclave Apparition was first released, and then things started to change. Decks got even faster, the meta adapted. This is still a fair choice of a deck to play. You can get good results out of it, but you're going to have to work hard for them. Smart and Thinvitational? Personally, I remember it from Hoogland streams. Jeff Hoogland. Watched a lot of his content years ago when he was a little bit more interested in Modern. Thoughtseize takes away the Batterskull. Another Burning Inquiry. Burning Inquiry in a Lurrus deck. Wild. They're doing some really cool stuff. I mean, it's not a Hollow One deck because they have Lurrus. No Hollow One, no Vengevine. Alright, so we get Thalia. Yeah, we can play that. I guess we leave up Ghost Quarter because that's our only action. Maybe Waste Not? Oh, that would be super cool. Yeah, Waste Not would be wicked. You get the Lurrus. You have the Burning Inquiry. It probably is a Waste Not deck. And then also just Dreadhorde Arcanist. It might just be focusing on Dreadhorde with some other stuff. But I'm surprised like we haven't seen any other creatures here. We can't even kill the Dreadhorde with our Sophie. Dreadhorde's too thick. And then they're going to be able to Fatal Push the Thalia. Oh, man. Sideboard Hollow Ones? Nice. Okay, so I guess, like, we can put Sophie on Thalia, hit them for 6, put them to 2, draw a card. I think that's probably our best line. And maybe we get a 3-drop off the top? Yeah, exactly. That is exactly my plan. Luxac, draw Apparition, let's go. Damn it! Alright, moving on. Yeah, there's the Fatal Push, kill Thalia. Oh yeah, Flashback Seize, let's go. And there's the Waste Not. Who called it? Thank you, Blind. Sword of Light and Shadow is in the graveyard here, so they sort of milled it. They pseudo-milled. They do have another Fatal Push. So I think we just have to play 2 creatures here. No, we're just dead. I have this list built in paper, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we just die here. Because they attack. They have lightning bolts. I don't know, man. Like, they could do so many things. We have to Sunbaked Canyon. So yeah, we play the 2 creatures. Sunbaked Canyon puts us to 3, and then the lightning bolt kills us. Yeah, we just dead. Draw into path. Yep. Let's draw a card. Maybe we draw something. Okay, yeah. Draw from the canyon. We could have got something there, like a path or another apparition or something, but we missed. So that's GG. We'll move on to the next one. We are spending quite a bit of time here chatting about our lines and, you know, interacting with chat. So we're going to have to move a little bit quicker. So let's see here. Remorseful Cleric is an option. Wingmare is an option. Archon is an option. So basically the entire sideboard is okay. Not a huge fan of the Arbiter here. It doesn't seem to be getting too much value. Maybe we just switch Arbiter for Cleric. Oh, there you go, Wear Toxin. Alright, so I'm going to take out some of the paths. They didn't have too many creatures that I wanted to hit. And I want to bring in these Wingmares to make it a little bit more difficult for them to cast their free spells. So we'll try this. I also brought in Remorseful Cleric as a way to remove their graveyard, but also as a way to hit them in the air. Yes. Turn 2 Thalia, good enough. We are going to need another white source for Skyclave. And worst case, we can play turn 2 Remorseful Cleric. That's true, we can Ghost Quarter our Ghost Quarter, although that's not exactly what I would call value. They need to try harder. 6 is not enough! We'll play the Ghost Quarter because they've seen it. Remorseful Cleric. We do have access to Field of Ruin next turn if they have a non-basic, which they do, which will let us get our second planes. Ooh, wow. Scary. Oh, nice. Another Skyclave. Alright, so we're going to be able to get rid of that Dreadhorde Arcanist. We're just going to have to take a little bit of time to do it. We'll attack in for 2 flying. And I'll get that Blood Crypt and replace my field with the planes so I can Skyclave next turn. Oh, we could have Ghost Quartered to get rid of their Dreadhorde Arcus immediately. Yeah. Good point. Then they would not have been able to do this Thoughtseize thing. Fortunately, we do have the double Apparition, so we're going to be able to get them anyway. Oh, we could have used the Remorseful Cleric, so they would not have been able to Thoughtseize. On the other hand, it's 2 in the air. And they have nothing to flash back right now with the Arcanists. Stoneforge. They have nothing to flash back, and they have 2 of them. So if I apparate one of them, so what, right? It's not that great. However, I have the Remorseful Cleric, so if they try and do anything, I can get rid of permanents. And we can just put down a Stoneforge Mystic. I don't mind that. Alright, let's do the attack first. Yeah, Stream Team 3000. I should have got rid of that Dreadhorde Arcanist so they didn't have the Thoughtseize available, and then I would have had 2 Skyclave Apparitions. I could have got rid of this other one. I would have been a way better line. Let's just go get Batterskull. Sophie would have been fine. Alright, this is going to be a removal spell on our other cleric. I mean, might as well use it. Well, we might as well get rid of the option, right? Ooh, Burning Inquiry. Gets them nothing. Oh, we lost our Batterskull. Oh, that was really rough for us. Really rough for us. Wow, that sucked. And why didn't I block? These answers to these questions and more when I find my brain. Wow. 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 Yeah, mana traders. I mean, speaking honestly, like, some people enjoy that. I really like to cut that down as much as possible. So much so that, like, I would rather play Azurius Spirits rather than Bant Spirits because I don't want to play Collect a Company. I mean, some players love it. Some players are all about that RNG. We're so dead. Bring it on in. Smack, take 5. It's alright, we got our Castle Ardenvale. Start making creatures with that. Put a Sword of Light and Shadow on it, we'll be fine. Totally fine. We're fine, chat. We're fine. The Lurrus lifelink is real. I even use it in Death Shadow sometimes because I've done so much damage to myself. I need that little bit of buffer. And Donut, that was wicked. Thank you for that. Alright, do they have the removal spell for the human? And do we get anything good? We don't get anything good. Unfortunate. One, two, three, four. We still have enough for the Ardenvale, but they have Fatal Push. Alright, so we're dead. They can use that Fatal Push to kill the next token, so GG's. Okay, tough fuck Grindfest, but our friend Aburikima ends up taking the match. Alright, we're going to keep this. I was really disappointed when Pauper had the amalgamation of both the paper and online lists, and immediately they banned him to Turak. So sad. I wanted to play with him. Burning... What? What? Are we playing the same deck again? Okay. No, alright, whatever. Like, let's go. Lurrus Burning Inquiry. Put Thalia down first. Oh, yeah. Discard random from hands. Ah, good times. Inquisition. Giver of Ruins. Well, it is a thing that we can play. So we'll attack with Thalia, cast Giver of Ruins, hold up path. Would Hymn to Turak, where opponent chooses the cards, be playable? We have something that's very close to that. Wrench Mind. But I think that if we took away that artifact clause, it would be playable. I think that it would be playable. It's a 2-for-1. We see something like that in Esper Charm. Although Esper Charm is modal, so if the discard 2 isn't good, you can choose to do something else. I mean, yeah, Burning Inquiry happens. Alright, Islands, well thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good day. Yeah, and that's a big thing too. You can do it in the draw step. That's super important. We could draw a card here and still have 3. I think that's fine. I want to draw a card, still have 3 mana. And I want to get this Castle Ardenvale down. We'll attack with Thalia, hold the Giver back, and play the Arbiter. What did we play in Pauper yesterday? We were playing Slivers, and I'll be playing Slivers again tomorrow. Okay, Waste Not's fine here with the Apparition to get rid of it. Go ahead. Blind, yes. We will be going back to Spirits very soon. I want to do Is It Prowess and Spirits in the next 2 weeks. So I might do Spirits next week. Ooh, we're getting a lot of messages coming up here. I'll check those in just a mo. Slivers was really fun. The record wasn't too great, but the play was very interesting and a lot of fun. Yeah, tons of lords. Another Giver of Ruins, okay. Although I kind of like just play Stoneforge here. We'll attack for 6, play Stoneforge with by paying 2. And what do we get? Probably just Batterskull. Unearth Cycle. That's good for us. Think this should be our game? Yes, indeed. Okay. So after that warm-up, figuring out how the deck works, we're starting to get there. We're going to bring in the 4 Remorseful Clerics and hopefully use them to more effect than we did last time. Still kind of interested in the Wingmares, actually. We might be able to just get them out of the game if we get enough of these things down. Let's see here. I want the Apparitions. The Flickerwisps are so-so. We could take out the Flickerwisps and the Arbiters. Because I think the Wingmares are going to be better than the Flickerwisps. Oh, Aburikima. You think they're actually playing like your list. That's awesome. Because I figured, like, okay, well, I saw the Luris and the Burning Inquiry, and I figured, okay, well, it's basically the same list as what Aburikima was playing before. We haven't seen it yet, but keep Underworld Breach on your radar. Thank you. Remorseful Cleric should be good against that. Wonderful. I'll talk to you next time, stream team. Hopefully tomorrow. Yes. Yes, we are missing Auriok Champion. Fortunately, we actually didn't play against any prowess decks. Is that really fortunate? I don't know. Alright, let's take a look at this. So we got turn 1 Giver of Ruins, turn 2 Thalia, Stoneforge Mystic. I think this is fine to keep. Hexar, thanks for the follow, friend. I figured, because I thought that you followed when we went over the MTG scorecard. But here you were following now, so I wasn't going to say anything. But thanks for putting my mind to rest, because I was a little bit confused. You did me a little bamboozle. Okay, so opponent knows everything in our hand and the card on top of our deck. So all these cards, we don't have to hide any of them. Ooh, Aether Vial. Yes, please. You've never beaten Death and Taxes in Magic Online ever? Well, you should play against me then. I would break that curse for you. Bamboozle is your favorite MTG card for Commander? I'm going to have to type this in now. Three mana. Target player reveals the top 4 cards of their library. You choose 2 of those cards and put them into that player's graveyard. Put the rest on top of their library. Huh. Cool. Sophie. Alright, so pretty awkward here. We're just going to go ahead and pass, and we can put the Giver of Ruins into play end of turn. Never. Don't side out Vial against discard deck? Maybe we should. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret here. I actually only started playing Death and Taxes when Skyclave Apparition was printed. Before that, I was not playing this deck. So I've done quite a bit of learning. I've tried to get better with this deck, but there's still a lot for me to learn. And I'm going to tuck that away in the back of my mind and try and remember to pull Aether Vials out against discard decks. Or maybe not. I have not tried the black and white piles yet. Unless you mean black and white Hammer Time, because I was definitely playing Orzhov Hammer Time for a little while. Would not board out Vial on the play? No, that makes sense. Yeah, you never want to board out Vial on the play, right? Oh, come on. Might as well attack, I guess? I mean, we're both struggling. Okay, they do find their land. What do they play? Fatal Push, okay. Welcome to Waste Not's worst nightmare. Bad luck. Oh, damn it. Now they can take our Wingmare. Ah. Yeah, no kidding. My hand doesn't seem that great. I should probably have taken out some number of path. I'm going to totally relook at this sideboard when we go back. I think that we can do better in our sideboarding. Take out 2 paths, so we still have 2 path in, 2 path out. Probably bring in another 3-drop for it. Because they don't seem to be fetching much at all. So I don't think we want the Leonin Arbiter, but we can bring... Ooh, okay, so we get to keep our Wingmare. Nice. That's going to make it harder for them to cast their spells. Another Aether Vial. Okay, so I guess we just play Aether Vial and then put Wingmare into play. Too bad we can't Ghost Quarter their land. Yeah. Put the Wingmare into play now. Four Dreadhorde Arcanist, 3 Kroxa, and the Lurrus. Okay. So there are things to hit. The Kroxa are the big ones. Okay, Arcanist, we're going to get rid of that. It is going to give them a land, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So this one's yes. And this one is always no. Oh, Apparition, I love you. That was such a good draw, chat. Cool. There's the Waste Not. Okay. I mean, that's still good. Still a good card. We don't have anything to deal with that yet, because we just used our Apparition. But we can slam in for 4. Is an ASMR stream something that Magic players could really get into? Because I could probably get into this. Wirt, why don't we do it pre-combat? What were we going to do pre-combat? I guess... Yeah, we could have done a pre-combat. I guess there wasn't really too much of a difference. I just thought, like, there wasn't much of a difference, so let's just go ahead and do it. That would be a pretty cool idea, though. ASMR type goal. I would be into that. I'll spend a little bit of time thinking about how we could work that. I don't know that it would be something I'd be too quick to put onto points, like channel points, but give me a little bit of time and I'll think about it. How is this deck versus company decks? A little bit problematic. Because company is going to be able to gain advantage through the collected company. Eventually we're going to fall behind. Okay, always no, and now we can always yield to these. Ghost Quarter. We're almost at Batterskull, except this Wingmare's in the way. Speaking of which, fly over the illusion. And I guess we pass here. Iburikima, how many basics do you play in this deck? Target player sacrifices a creature. Aww. 2 mountain, 2 swamp. Thank you. So that's a lot, actually. Not too interested in pathing this illusion. Oh, damn it. Donut, you're totally right. I should have pathed my Wingmare to get a land for Batterskull there. Now my Batterskull is just sitting here doing nothing. Stoneforge Mystic's a pretty good draw, though. We have the Aether Vial to slam it into play at instant speed. Kroxa. Okay. Get sword, discard sword. Yeah, I like that. And then path the Kroxa. Yep. Could discard the Batterskull, play the sword, but then we don't guaranteed get it. I don't know. I still like playing the Batterskull. Sophie is in the graveyard because of Burning Inquiry. Yeah, that is a good point. So we can start recurring stuff with the sword. Very good point. Get that value train running. Because, yeah, we could go get Apparition, get rid of the Waste Knot. We can even return Batterskull, couldn't we? Or is it only creatures? Creature cards, okay. They do have a blue creature to block this turn. In's Wall, hey-oh. Ah, damn it. All right. Moving on. What do we got on top? Skyclave Apparition. Great. Okay, so we play Sword of Light and Shadow, and we apparate the Waste Knot. We can apparate it during their upkeep so that they don't get a chance to like do any kind of discard stuff during their turn, and they don't have a chance to kill the Apparition with like a lightning bolt or whatever. Might as well wait until they try and make us discard? Okay, yeah, we can wait even longer then. Don't let them trigger Revolt, okay. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Sure. We still get rid of the Waste Knot, right? Or do we get rid of the Arcanist? Because the Arcanist is just playing a million cards a minute. K-Command, they don't have a K-Command in the graveyard yet. You go for the Arcanist. Waste Knot just sits there. Arcanist, everyone's saying Arcanist. Let's go Arcanist. We have no cards in hand anyway. Makes sense. Uh-oh. Speaking of the punish, here it is. Colligan's Command. That was their last card in hand. Well played, opponent. Well played. So yeah, they can attack with Arcanist. They have Fatal Push for Thalia. Basically GG. Oh, we were so close. I felt like we were on the cusp of getting this game. Fatal Push, so we can't even block with Thalia. Oh, Lightning Bolt, sure. Yeah, you can use Lightning Bolt if you like. Alright, we need an Apparition off the top. And there's only one left in the deck. Oh, this looks super grim. This is the worst. We are losing this game. We're going to go into the next game. I think we sideboarded wrong. We're going to take a little bit of time with sideboard, figure that out, and then try for game 3. Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I think that's just a concession. Alright, so we are on the play. So we want to keep the Aether Vials. We want to take out 2 Path. Keep the Giver of Ruins, keep the Remorseful Cleric, keep the Stoneforge, keep the Thalia, keep the Wingmares, keep the Apparitions. So yeah, we got 2 cards we got to bring in. So we could bring in Archons of Emeria, we could bring in Flickerwisps. Because at least with Archon, they're only playing 1 spell a turn. For how long have I been playing Deathandcatmix? Since Skyclave Apparition was released. Deathandcatmix! No kidding! Everybody, Deathandcatmix is a Deathandcatmix player. I actually stole the list from them. So, wild that you are in here. That's awesome. Not doing nearly as well as you did with the list, unfortunately, but we aren't all as naturally talented. Alright, so yeah, we wanted 2 more cards in. We'll bring in the extra 2 Archons. We're up against this crazy Waste Knot. Crazy Waste Knot deck. I think we're fine with this. Deathandcatmix just started playing D&T since today and tried your list. Lol. Oh, thank you, Catmix. Yeah, we did bring in the Archons. Damn that chat delay. Two land hand on the play. I'm not too excited about this one. Unless we draw lands. Fairly likely to draw lands. We go Stoneforge. I'm not sure about this one. I kind of think I want to mull it, but we're up against a discard deck, so mulliganing against discard doesn't seem very good. I'm going to keep it, because we're up against a discard deck. So I don't want to mull. And this is... We can keep it. It's not great, it's a little bit awkward, but we don't have to mulligan. There's the Inquisition, bye-bye Stoneforge Mystic. As I see it, the reason to run Cleric over Rest in Peace is the fact that it attacks. So you're able to put down this cleric, get a couple points of damage in, and then sacrifice it so that, you know, it's not just this enchantment that's sitting there, it's doing work. Ah, okay, here we go. Works well with Sword of Light and Shadow. Also, Dredge always has a side plan to beat Rip. They usually can't interact well with a body. And it's an auto win against Living End. Oh. Cool. Good answer. Okay, so they leave us with the Stoneforge Mystic. Of course, we drew a Stoneforge Mystic there because the deck and I expected the Stoneforge Mystic to get Inquisition there. So we had the setup bug, and then opponent did a bamboozle. I'd say that I found aggro to be pretty even. We have quite a few answers. We're able to put up blockers. Batterskull can be very good against aggressive strategies. Also, Thalia seems to be pretty good against a lot of aggressive strategies nowadays. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, the, what's name, I've seen Gideon, ally of Zendikar, on quite a few Death and Taxes lists in the sideboard. Land! Damn it. Alright, well, we can put the Batterskull into play. That's probably our best option. So I guess we just pass. Oh, absolutely. Oryok's Champions. That is a card that you always want to look at. Very good option. Deathandcatmix, thanks for the follow, friend. No way. This is another Colligan's command. They were just ready. Destroy Stoneforge Mystic. Destroy Batterskull. You monster. Colligan's command was the card that beat us last game. And here it is again. Alright, let's hope for a plains off the top. Well, I mean, that's pretty close. Alright, so we can play Wingmare. We can play... I mean, Wingmare is probably our best play right now. Slow them down. Deathandcatmix, you can send me a link, and I can take a look at it. I don't have the chat set up so that people can just send links. So I'll take a look at what you got, and then I'll post it up into chat. Alright, so we have to discard a card with the Raven's Crime. Probably the Path. Either that or the Stoneforge Mystic. They drew 3 out of 4 basics already. That's true. Dreadhorde Arcanist. And we get a Plains. Okay. So we can at least put down this Remorseful Cleric so the Dreadhorde Arcanist isn't going to be able to use anything here. Would resolve the sword. I can see that too. It would take all of our mana. Yeah, yeah, I can dig it. On the other hand, if we get the Stoneforge Mystic to stick, we can put the sword into play and activate it next turn, and we also get Remorseful Cleric, which means they can't Dreadhorde Arcanist something out of our hand. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the 2/2 drops, and I'll try and get the sword into play next turn. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at this link that we were just sent. Okay, this was it's my recent Goldfish post, so here's your list. This is I believe the list that we were playing today. Alright, where are we now? Opponent's still thinking about stuff. We didn't even waste their time. Awesome. Let's see here. Here's a list that Hexar sent us. This is a Yorin list. We're splashing black for Sculler. There's a Maul. Is it playing the Elite Spellbinder? Nice. Okay, this is something that we were looking at playing, so we'll put that away and maybe play that later. Okay, so what are they targeting with Dreadhorde Arcanist? They're targeting Inquisition. I want to keep my Sword of Light and Shadow, so remove the graveyard. Ah, come on. Yep. Not going to be able to throw this sword onto our Wingmare. We're just going to have to put it into play. Oh, and they have the Fatal Push coming up. Oh! Aggro deck would be a little bit like, is it Prowess, Boros Blitz? TBR? TBR is a combo card. Temur Battle Rage is a combo. Kroxa. Okay. Oh no, they do still have the Fatal Push. Ugh. I was thinking, okay, well they gotta pay 2 mana. No, they only have to pay 1. Well, I think we might have lost this one. Brutal. It is what it is. We've got the Castle Ardenvale, so maybe we can Maybe we can make a 1/1, put a sword on it, and still win. Let's see if we draw land off the top here. Auriok Champions would have been really good, yes. Yes, they would have. Path to Exile. We can at least get rid of this Dreadhorde Arcanist, and they don't have any basics, so that actually looks really good. We assume they don't have any basics. They still have basics. Okay, so Iburakima, they're not running your exact list. So I did that path on my turn because they were tapped out and I thought they didn't have any more basics. But as you can see, that's not the case. So we should have actually done that during their upkeep just to be safe. We made an assumption and now we're paying for it because now they get to play Lurrus and have Mishra's Bauble. So punished for our misplay. I mean, that's the only way they could possibly beat us. 50 fun bucks down the drain. Ah, well, it's no big deal. Every time I play this deck, I just get that same information again. It's not as good as you think. Don't say that about Death and Taxes. It's everybody's favorite deck. Don't put down Death and Taxes. It's great. It's super good. I'm just really bad at playing it. That's true, Iburakima. Thanks for the hydration, Cylon. Okay, so we got the land. So now we can Castle Ardenvale and then put the sword onto it. No! Why do you keep on getting the perfect cards? Okay. Well, as you can see, the reason why we're losing is not because the opponent got super lucky and got all these incredibly relevant cards. It's not because Death and Taxes is a mediocre deck. It is entirely my fault. I take full responsibility for this. And I'll just have to get better. Yeah, you're not going to attack with that Lurrus again. Going to have pair of humans ready to block. Exactly, Donut. Did I lose internet connection? This has happened sometimes before. Just the way that it's hanging here makes me a little bit nervous. Maybe I've lost connection. Nope, we're still in it. Pass. No attacks. Ah, Mr. Giles. Oh, you know how it is. You get some people talking about magic cards, and where was I going with this? I don't even remember anymore. No, the Burning Inquiry with Waste Knot combo. How do you make Waste Knot relevant when your opponent has no cards in hand? Play Burning Inquiry. 3 triggers. Mana, mana, and 2/2. Okay, well at least they didn't draw a card. Oh, thanks, Giles. Hull Breacher? Don't know what that is. Oops. Ooh. Okay. I think I've seen a card similar to that. Notion Thief? Doesn't make mana, it steals the cards. Are there wheels in Modern, like Wheel of Sun and Moon? Oh, that's so much mana. What are you doing? You're putting Kroxa into play, aren't you? Oh, like Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there are. There's a Miracle one. What else is there? Yep, Days Undoing, yep. Time Reversal. That's the new one from Modern Horizons with the flashback. Oh yeah, we're totally dead, Pappy. We are absolutely dead. What are you attacking with Lurrus for? Doesn't even matter. We kill the Lurrus, they still have Kroxa. And if they have removal spell for one of our humans, we're double ultra dead. Ah, Echo of Aeons. Thank you, Cylon. Okay, yep, Fatal Push. So yeah, super ultra double dead. Skyclave. So we Skyclave Kroxa. Because we have to. There's no choice. We have to get rid of the Kroxa. Okay, thanks Arthur. I don't know it then. Well, we gave it our best shot, but that's Death and Taxes for you, friends. You got to be very skilled with the deck to be able to make the right plays, be able to grind out those small advantages, and I'm just not there for it today. I hope that you all enjoyed the matches anyways. Hopefully you managed to learn something. And I do intend to play another Death and Taxes list later. I was sent a Yorin list, so I'm going to be taking a look at that. And that'll probably end up being what I play on Friday. Hey, it happens, you know, like, it's part of Magic. You come into it, you hope to win, you want to do your best, but it's not always going to happen. There's going to be a loser every match, and this time it was me. That's okay. As long as everyone in chat had fun, enjoyed themselves, that's what's really important. Build versions that work well for you, yep, good advice.